Hey there, everybody. It's Angelo. It's Saturday night right now. Just hanging out. Not planning to stay up too late. Just recording this, and then afterwards, probably gonna do a wall ball. Not sure what order those will be released. Whether I'll put the wall ball video out first, or if this will get published first. I guess we'll find out. But with that being said, just wanted to keep you guys updated on how I'm doing. And before we get into that, do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, do all that good stuff. Really helps the channel out, and just lets me know that I'm moving in the right direction, talking to you guys. Um, but with that being said, just wanted to get into you know what's going on, what I'm planning to do in the future, how things have been, stuff like that. So, right now I'm kind of at a little bit of a crossroads. I said, I think last time that I'm kind of struggling with the realization that we're going to be having the surgery in a couple months, and it's been hitting me pretty hard recently, and I've kind of just been a little bit more of a recluse and not really wanting to get out and engage as much as usual. And I know that's bad behavior. It's not good for you. It doesn't reflect well on others either. Um, but it's kind of, I'm not really sure why it's happening, to be honest, but I kind of feel like everything has come to a head so fast, while everything before this used to take such a long time. So I think that could be part of it. Um, Another thing is it's almost the end of the month, so I can get rid of this soon, which I'm actually looking forward to, and hopefully I can get a haircut in a couple of days. Um, you know, Hopefully I can get all of that arranged, and obviously I'll keep you guys updated with that stuff too. I'm sure you guys will notice eventually. But with that being said, you know, um just really been hanging out recently. Today I took it slow. Didn't really do much. Kind of just hung out in my room, laid low, for the sake of myself, I think, and just kind of self-reflected a little bit about how I've been feeling. Trying to understand why I'm feeling the way I am, because you would think with all of the positive stuff that is coming along with this that you know it would override the negatives, but sometimes the negatives can hit you harder. And I think that that's definitely something that's happening right now, so I'm trying to figure out how to I guess override that and do some things to counteract the negative sentiment that I'm having regarding missing out on a bunch of opportunities to have good times with friends, and having to go back through that recovery process all over again. It's going to be stressful again. It's only it only becomes more stressful too, because the longer you have to wait from when you establish the date, the more it sits in the back of your mind, just festering, and then eventually it kind of just pops out, and you know you're still waiting, but your brain is going a mile a minute, and you have a hard time, I guess, dealing with the fact that like this is the absolute truth of it. I think another one is that this isn't a certainty of like this is going to solve everything. This is just a we think it might solve everything, but only time will tell. And I think what I'm still, I guess, having a hard time with is, I after the surgery, I'm not going to be able to drive still. I'm going to have to go a year without any activity before I can even get a learner's permit. Then that's another 6 months of learner's permit before you can take your road test. And so that's 18 months from, so that's 20 months from now, basically, if I were to pass on the first try. So we're talking almost 2 years more of not being able to drive, which I think is kind of a bummer because in your social life, you kind of want to have that freedom to be able to go out, especially at my age. I want to go out and meet people with, alike interests. And, if I feel like going out and my family doesn't feel like going out or friends don't feel like going out and I still want to go somewhere, I don't have to pay an absurd charge for an Uber to go somewhere. And then, if I don't even like where I am, like I can just take off in a car. But if I don't like where I am and now I'm, kind of stuck because I'm, relying on somebody else for a ride, or because I'm, paying for an Uber, this just becomes a waste of money. Um, Another thing that's been hitting me hard recently too is the fact that I'm still battling to find a full time employer. I get the very rare side gig of some small work, but right now I've been struggling to find a permanent place for finding a position that I feel I guess my education and my knowledge suits. And I think at some point that's a little bit of imposter syndrome, where you feel just because like you may not meet everything on the criteria of the list of things that you go through, that you're not a good candidate for the position, and that otherwise the company is gonna, you know just overlook you and put you basically at the bottom of the pile of applicants. And then you're going to get that next denial letter. So I have to kind of push myself to apply to more jobs, apply to jobs that I may not be 100% qualified for, but they could be willing to teach me the valuable skills that you know that job consists of. So, who really knows? There's really a lot of things that could change. But with that being said, guys, you know, it's a lot simpler in spoken out. You got to actually do it, and that's the tough stuff. Is actually taking action to do the things that take the extra work. And I think that's been the challenge for me, is just to take that extra step of with that uncertainty that I have, and use it to move forward in a positive way to help myself for the long term. With that being said, guys, you know I'm not gonna I'm gonna try to not let those doubts stop me. Like I always say, there are tremendous people that had tremendous obstacles to overcome, and they did great things, and you can be one of those people. um, I'm hoping I can be one of those people, so do it with me. So keep fighting the good fight. Don't give up. I'm going to keep fighting the good fight, and I'll talk to you all very soon.